Sure. Yeah. My name is Brian Exner. I'm currently an enFocus fellow, and my background in tech is I have a computer science minor. I might be preempting one of your questions, but I was looking to join the course just to get that refresher, because I've been out of programming for a little bit, so I wanted to see, kind of what practices have stayed the same, what practices might be new, and just kind of learn what's going on in the tech world.
Awesome. And what would you say that you learned from the class? What were your big takeaways?
I think it was good to learn how some of the aspects overlap. Um, in the class I took for computer science, we didn't talk a lot about CSS. We talked more about the back end stuff. And
Mhm.
so implementing CSS so that your code can actually be usable, I think, is sometimes forgotten by programs. So it's really important to know what you're doing on the back end, but then also how it's going to affect the user on the front end.
So which class do you think stood out to you the most? There was like four classes that we took. Some of them were on data, cloud, basics of coding. Which class did you think was the coolest?
Um, I mean, I'm partial to JavaScript because you can do a lot with it. It's very interactive. And so, as someone who at one time wanted to be a designer, interface designer, JavaScript was really relevant. I do think, again, that application of like the coding aspect, it's really important to know how that interaction works, as well as understanding, um, first off, the nature of what the cloud is and just accessing files in general. So those two pieces separately as well as together, because they are separate pieces and then they work together to deliver what you need. I think it was great to be able to interact and ask questions. And so that way I could fully understand the interaction, because even though I've taken computer classes before, it's really important to understand that base level in application. And so David, being in the industry, could kind of speak a little bit more to application. That was helpful. Um, Additionally, I think just um, recognizing where you are at in your computing journey, your coding journey, and not being afraid to ask questions as well as really dive in.
Hmm.
I think for me, seeing the application is really important. And in some cases, I asked leading questions, knowing some of the background to get more information on the structure, because I know that can also benefit people. Because we talked a lot about code, and we covered a lot of ground in the sessions we had, the hour and a half sessions we had. But it was also important to kind of understand that background. So if you don't understand why something's happening, don't be afraid to ask.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Brian.
Absolutely.